You might have noticed over the past month, and it's almost exactly a month since the release of this game, I've been doing one thing more than anything else on this channel. I've gave up chess. Just chatting, a thing of the past. I've been grinding what I consider to be the hardest game ever made. And this entire stream will be dedicated to how I beat the hardest game ever made. Again. Because it's the second one. I don't exactly know the title. How I beat the hardest game in parentheses, but actually, how I beat the hardest game, no. Please click this. I swear to God, this time I'm not lying. It's actually the hardest game. Please. I swear. It all started in 2017. Let me give some backstory, all right? Because when I say the hardest game, everybody gets up in arms. Let's be real. Trying to beat Zane's Marth in Super Smash Bros. Melee, or some Terran from Korea whose name I don't know in Warcraft, Star Wars, I don't know. I'm sounding like a boomer, but it's difficult. But I'm talking about single player. I think there's two types of games you can play. One is, how would I word it? It's like progress-based games. Think RuneScape. Obviously, there's an element of skill, but the longer you play, the better you'll be. You could buy an account and automatically have a leg up on someone who just started that day because you made progress and the game rewarded you for that progress just having spent time in game. But then there's a different type of game, and that is skill improving games. Like Madden. Doesn't matter how many hours of Madden you've put in. If two people sit down and play Madden, the one who's more skilled will win. But for single player games, they're usually story based, and the more you've played, the better you are. Until one day, one man changed the game with something that ruined a lot of streamers and YouTubers' life getting over it. Who remembers the 2017 days? Back when we could kiss each other on the lips walking into Trader Joe's and no one would bat an eye. A simpler time where we just watched our favorite streamers and YouTubers mauled. Bennett Foddy single-handedly, and admittedly, if you've played the game, he did rip that game off. But I will say he popularized it so much that he invented a new genre of game. I call it Foddian games. Other people call it molding games. Games that are one level with no checkpoints at all. You know some sequel series that came from that game? Jump King? No! Stop! Golfing over it.
Oh my fucking God. No!
Boxman's struggle. I'm not stressed. I am perfectly calm. And one that I consider to be the hardest of all of them. Pogostuck, Rage with Your Friends. Now, why do I consider that to be the hardest? Is it just because I'm telling this story and I need it to be the hardest? What's the evidence? Here are the stats. The completion percentage for getting over it, 4%. The average completion percentage for Jump King, it's between 2.5 and 3%. The completion percentage for Pogostuck is 1.5%. Half that of Jump King. Less than half that of getting over it. The game known to make everybody mauled. You are more than 2 times as likely to beat than Pogostuck Rage with Your Friends. It is a hard game. The original game was so hard they patched it to make it a little bit easier. And I'm not going to get into too many details about the original. But I will say that game is near and dear to my heart. When I originally started playing that game, I had about 150 average viewers. And then I rose to over 300 average viewers. I played that game every single day, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, just grinding at it. Here are the stats. I started playing the game Sunday, March 3rd, and I played it every single day till I eventually beat it, which I believe was on the 11th. You can look at how many hours a day I was playing it. 10 hours, 13 hours, 8 hours, 9.5 hours, 6, 7 hours, 8, 6. I played this game so fucking much. I would wake up and the first thing I would do is I would go live and I would play until I was just mind-numbingly shit at the game. Until I literally couldn't play. You know that thing when you're learning something and you can't learn it anymore in that one day and you have to sleep and then you wake up and it's like you were in the time chamber in DBZ and you're way better at it? That's what I was doing. 75 hours later, I beat the game. And you can see on this chart, I started 142 average viewers and I rose until I was doubling my average viewership. This was huge for me. In fact, it had one of the most popular clips that I've ever produced on this channel. Maybe you remember this. If you're wearing headphones, I would like to formally apologize right now. Ah! 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 What the fuck is going on?
That's how you do it. Let's go, bois.
Yeah. A lot of people say that clip is fake. Here's a fun fact about this clip. Not only was I one of the first 30 people in the world, I think I was 17th in the world to beat this game. Not because I was good, but because nobody else could fucking put in the hours to do it. I was also the only person in the world who died to this snake while the game was paused. In fact, this was a bug that got patched out because you're not supposed to die while the game is paused. I'm the only motherfucker who got tortured when my game was paused and had to deal with losing dozens of hours of work. So you're welcome to everyone who played that game after me. Anyway, the game meant a lot to me. Enter Pogostuck 2. A year, in fact, over a year's passed. And Superku hits me up. And he's like, hey man, I have an idea for a second Pogostuck. In fact, he wanted me to announce the second Pogostuck. I was the world reveal for the trailer of it. And so on my channel, I showed this exact video. And it was just showing off the new map. I remember watching the trailer and not thinking much of it. Except for, damn, it's going to be like old days again. And then I hear this noise at the end. But I didn't think much of it. I'm like, whatever. But if you're watching right now, keep that noise in mind. It'll come up. But for the time being, Pogostuck 2. And the day it comes out, I hop on. And I actually got a DM. Valmerix, who, if you don't know, is the fourth person in the world who ever beat this game. He sent me a DM the day the game came out. He says, map 2 is fucking ridiculous. And then he says, it'll take you 100 hours minimum. But best of luck, heart. First of all, what psychopath says that and then goes, but good luck? Like, what is this? 100 fucking hours of my life? But I saw this DM and I scoffed. In fact, this was me the first day it came out. I'm not so foolish, filled with folly, that I believe that I can beat this in a day. I'm not that crazy. But I think I can guarantee I'm going to knock this bitch out by July 3rd. In fact, you know what? I think I'll beat this game before July starts. You know when you're young and you say dumb things, you know, and you look back on it and you're like, that was weird that I said that. Like, we all have our things. You know, this is mine. We all know PewDiePie's. This one I feel like it's not that bad in comparison. It's not that bad. That was the first day. That's before I'd ever touched the map. And then I jumped into it. I'm just kind of testing out the map. I'm trying to see if it actually is harder. So far, so easy. Super cool! Why would you do that? Quick pause. That was the first time that I'd ever called out Superku by name for frustrating me in his game. You know, we're not going to go over too many of the things that I might have said about him over the course of the 50 some odd hours it took me to beat this game. I mean, we could have a montage of it, I'm sure, Shake, if you want to bring that out, but you fucking psychopath! You fucking dumbass! I'm playing your shitty-ass fucking game! You know, we'll just try to keep it to a minimum. I might have said some things over the course of the few weeks that it took me to beat it, but it wasn't that much. It wasn't that bad. I just said a few things here and there. We're just going to move on here. I have a complete control over my Pogostuck character. Every action is diligent, deliberate. Okay. Back at it again. Maybe I have to do this. Oh, I see. You have to do it in one fluid motion. Thank you, my tuxedo-shaped friend, for showing me the ways. What the fuck? Why is this coconut milk all slip? What? What is that? What is that? Did I sink in the cum? Is this what we've been talking about? Rather than coming in the sink, I sank in the cum. I broke the sacred rule. But I did discover something in my first few minutes of playing the game, and it's how it's designed. You see, the original game was kind of this winding trail, like most of these games. But this one was built more like Jump King in that it was all vertical. The idea of it is that it was a 1,000 meter climb, and that every 100 meters or so would be a new obstacle. So the first obstacle was like the beginning. The second one was like, you know, it was the ants. The second one's the cum. The third's the clovers. And there are many obstacles you'll go through to reach the end. And so the first day, I end up playing for about an hour and a half, and I do pretty well. Of the 1,000 meters, I beat the ants, as I showed there. In fact, I also am pretty successful on the coconuts, or the cum. I'll show you right now. No. You're hot fucking super cool. Why did you have to put hot frothing cum that you fall down? Again, occasionally I brought up super cool. Like, it happened occasionally. All right, now we're going to yeet it. Yeet! Oh. I'm a gamer! Top 500! We come in the sink, we step on the ants, and we climb. I finished the first two and even the third section on the first day. The third section was just the clover section right here, where the idea of it was that you would climb this very steep mountain. It's actually incredibly difficult because if you go too far left, you'll bonk your body. If you go too far right, you won't move forward at all. So you have to find this perfect balance of left leaning to get up this entire thing. I was decent at it compared to most because of Pogostuck 1. I kind of knew how far I could rock it. For a new player, this section might lock you here for 10, 20 hours. I got through it on my first day within my first hour. And then you have this section, which is kind of weird. It's the flowers right after, where you have to jump high on this, then jump down, and then jump higher on it, and then jump down, and then jump into the hole right there. Now, I've never been great at getting it into the hole on my first, second, or even third try, so it took me a little bit, but I eventually got the job done. And so in my first hour of playing the game, I'd already beaten 3 sections. I was already at about 250 to 300 meters. 3/10 of the way through. I was like, damn, this shit kind of easy, man. This shit kind of free. What was I saying about it at the time? I'm curious. God damn, we're going to beat this today. We're beating this game today. Remember what I was saying about, like, those things that you say in your past and you, like, regret them? You know what I mean? Okay, our chariot has arrived. What? So right there, it turns out I'm brain dead. Now, I've never played this game. I hadn't watched anyone play it to this point. And so the way I thought you were supposed to go was hop on to this character right here and have him fly you up. So I did that, assuming I would land on his head and then get flown to the top. Turns out it's just some background imagery, and I fell to the bottom. I discovered the flowers were showing you the path.
This lot.
Woo! So that was me beating the first 3 sections. I got to 300 meters. And honestly, I played 90 minutes before I stopped playing. And I stopped playing because I had some other shit to do, and everything was going decently well until I discovered the bees. Now, this might not mean much if you haven't seen any of this game before. The bees are a brutal section. Bear in mind, it took me 90 minutes to get through the first 3 sections. I sat at the bees for a little bit longer than that. Now, to even get to the bees, you have to do an amber jump right here. No, come.
Hey lad, I missed the start too.
Stop!
So make it 2 people
Talking!
like a restart.
For a moment! I finally discovered you have to do one of those up, down, ups to gain extra height to get over to the honey. Huh. How does this work? Go down the hole. But then you have to make kind of a hard jump. Oh my God, you're right. What you're meant to do here is you're supposed to jump from this bee to this bee over here. B to B. And then once you finally do that, you have to do the opposite of falling down the hole, jumping through it, and then, and only then, will you actually be in the bees section. Getting into bees is harder than the first 3 portions of this game combined. Just getting into bees would take an average person maybe 15 hours. 15 hours. Just trying to figure out how to get into them. Oh my God, that's insane. No, I itched my nose. It was itchy! Can I not have an itchy nose? Not only can you not have an itchy nose, you also have 10,000 people in Twitch chat constantly asking you to go to the beginning of the game to quote-unquote show what I missed because I was busy going to the bathroom. And so that's what I was dealing with the first few days of playing this game. Oh, I fucked it. Now, you might notice there's been a bit of a time skip if you look in the top left hand of your screen. 5 hours and 45 minutes. That's because this game scales in an incredibly weird way. First 90 minutes, I got there. The next 4 fucking hours trying to beat this section. But finally, after almost 6 hours, I do what I thought I couldn't. I make it past the bees. And then I discover something weird about the next level. There are random teeth that will just knock your ass to the floor. Where most sections you beat it, and then there's like this little, like, I don't even know what to call it. A platform of safety, you know? Like, oh, I beat this, now I can kind of chill here and rest. There is nothing in the bees. In fact, if you beat the bees, it doesn't matter because you have to beat the teeth or else you will be knocked back down below the bees. Let me show you a section where for the first time ever, I finally got past the teeth. And I want you to look at the time in the top left.
We want to thank you for all your hard work.
Okay.
You're the one who steps up and gets things done around here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You keep your word, you deliver what you promise, and then you go the extra mile.
Okay.
You're doing a great job. A great job. If anyone asks, we'll tell them.
Tell them!
A great job.
That's fucking right! Weebs, please get the fuck out.
what you have now. Don't count what you don't have.
Halfway done! So again, 90 minutes, I beat the first 3 sections. For the next 100 meters after that, it took me over 10 hours. And so I'm going to show you a graph right now. And it's showing the amount of hours I played. In the first 3 days of this game, I played about 90 minutes plus 10 hours plus 4 hours. I played about 16 hours in the first 3 days, which is quite a lot. And then I didn't play for a couple of days because I had to do some shit for like recording YouTube videos. You know how it is. And then I started playing it every day on stream. But I noticed during this period that my viewership was not performing that well. And on one of the days specifically, I remember I had a really bad day. Not only was the game molding me, not only was I not making progress, it was performing below average. And I ended up playing the game for 45 fucking minutes before I just quit. I couldn't handle it. The game was making me mauled. It was just a bad experience. I wasn't having fun with this game anymore. And in a stretch of 9 days, I played it once for 45 minutes. I made every excuse possible to not play the game until I had an idea. Pogostuck, the original video, was big on my channel. And I saw Mizkif was blowing up after he abandoned this game with Minecraft. He was getting hundreds of thousands of more viewers playing Minecraft than anything else. It was like his main game. And one of the things he was doing was beating hardcore Minecraft or gifting 1,000 subs. And because he was so pathetically bad at Minecraft, he died almost 100 fucking times. Everybody wanted to see him beat it. This sense of community formed around this pathetic Minecraft player trying to do what literal children are capable of doing in a few hours. And I was like, yes, this is it. I had this idea that I would gift 1,000 subs if I wasn't able to beat it within a week. That was it. That's all you need to know. I said, all right, easy. Let me motivate myself to beat this. I will gift myself 1,000 subs if I don't beat this within a week. It's like stakes added to it. It gets the viewers excited about it. At the end of the day, I'm gifting myself the money. I mean, I lose some to Jeff Bezos and I lose some to taxes and I don't get paid out for a month, but whatever. Unfortunately, I discovered something. Let me just show you the next section of this game. Oh, I forgot about this. So while I was climbing up this mountain, I noticed something. It was something in the game that literally said for Ludwig. The dev added something to the game that was for me. And I was like, that's cool. Let's see what it was. For Ludwig! Oh! No. No! He added a fake snake to scare me. Super coup? Actually too far. I am haunted by what happened in Pogostuck 1. Do not bring that up to me in another video game. For fuck's sake, what is wrong with you? I'm in Pogostuck 2! Let's get some hearts in chat for Super Coup, who I've been tearing a fucking new asshole this entire week through mauledness. I said like a couple things maybe. I finally made it back. This is the farthest we've ever made it right here. And there's a new mechanic with this pillar where if you stay on it for too long, you will fall through it. Oh. And I was progressing really fast. Jump after jump. This isn't even the way to go. He added a fucking dead end. This isn't even the right way. There's a dead end. He added a fucking dead end. Fuck. Who does that? What are you doing adding a dead end? And so I end up at this new segment. It's the pillars and the wheels. I kind of like this segment at the start because it involved a lot of kind of precise platforming, readjusting in place, and big boost jumps. And after a little bit of time and only 14 hours of playing, I made it through not only the pillars, but all the way through the wheels, and I got to almost 700 meters. I was 2/3 of the way done. Let's go! What? What? No! No! What? Are you kidding me? 14 hours for that? Do you remember the trailer with the slicing sounds from the beginning? Well, apparently, the snake was only cosmetic to throw me off guard. And the real snake, rather than being a visual ride through the gullet in the intestinal tract, was a single instance. If you ever touched this tip of the axe, you would die. And you would get sent back to the start. Now, I didn't keep track of how many times I got hit by that axe. It happened occasionally. Supercoo, they're laughing at me. They're laughing at me in the lobby, Supercoo. It's because they laughed! Supercoo, how many times do I have to ask? Put me in my own fucking lobby! Holy shit! I don't want to play with them! Occasionally, I would get hit by the axe. And occasionally, I would go from 650 meters all the way down to 0. And so I had made this 1,000 sub bet. And all of a sudden, I have to beat a section of the game where if you make even the slightest mistake, you will get transported to the very beginning. I finally, after an hour, claw my way back to the axe. Give me a banger to get through this part. Oh. Oh. Let me explain this section before we go any farther, because I think it's actually insanely fucked up how hard it is. You have to do what I would consider 4 insanely hard jumps. This jump, the first one, it's not too bad. You just go a little bit right. Here, though, you have to have such precision to not bonk your head, but to go straight up over it and then get your Pogostuck onto the platform. And then here, much like earlier in the game, if you remember, you have to do a flower jump. But this one I've never seen before in Pogostuck. You need to jump off of this with a boost, bounce off of this, ricochet, just far enough to the left so you get to the nose of this dragon statue. Angle it upwards, have enough aerial speed to get into this platform up here. Even this record run right here, which I'm watching, this is a 9-minute 31 run from the top 20 player in the world. He didn't get it first try. In fact, he didn't even get it in his first 2. This guy's top 20 in the world at this game. We're still counting. This is his 5th try. Nope. A top 20 sub 10 run in the world. It's taking him a dozen tries. These 4 jumps here, including this final jump, which I'll show you from my perspective, will take at least 50 hours of your life in Pogostuck to get them consistently. They're incredibly hard. Anyway, let's take a look at me attempting this exact jump. We're now at 22.5 hours of playtime. And I finally kiss it. And then I'm back at the fucking bees. Fuck that game. Yeah, that was an Alt F4. That was an Alt F4 moment. There were a lot of Alt F4s with this game. Look, let's be real. I can just Alt F4, play Valorant, have my 5,000 viewers, have a Peepo Pog time. This game killed me. It fucking killed me, man. Go to bed, wake up, have another attempt at it. Yeah! Yeah! Fuck yeah! Higher than I've ever been before! Let's take a pee-pee real quick. After taking a pee-pee, I discovered that this next section is not easier, because what you have to do after hitting that jump, let me just show you. Yes! There it You have to make a perfect jump over to the duck's bill, and then you have to go from bottom bill to top bill. And you might be thinking to yourself, that didn't seem too bad. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't. The problem is right after you do the gravity balls. This exact jump right here, outside of the axe, which will literally kill you, is the worst jump in the game. Because right here, if you fail to do this correctly, you will fall from 800 meters all the way down past the dove, past the ducks, past the whatever, to this wheel. And because of the nature of the wheel, you cannot use the power you've gained from falling so far to make a comeback. The wheel will spin you, and then you end up just, at best case, bonking your head, usually just slipping off the wheel. And you're all the way down at 600 meters. And so every time I fall, it'll take me an hour, if I'm lucky, usually 2 or 3, just to get back to the duck, just to get back to the tulip, just to get back to gravity balls. And bear in mind, during all of this, I made the bet for 1,000 gifted subs. But I knew every time I closed out of that game that I'd have to fucking do the same dumbass jumps, the same dumbass section that was, and I'm not exaggerating, destroying me from the inside. Ah! It's bad! It's a bad game! Even though I made a bet for 1,000 gifted subs, I didn't play the game for more than an hour every day. I barely played. This was me like a day before I had to gift out 1,000 subs. I'm not over-explaining to stall. I'm super down to play Pogostuck. Any videos, though? Like, any good videos recently? Maybe Flight has something. Flights? Nothing new with Flights? Okay. New Donkey video? I don't care about Rocket League. What if I just play Trackmania? What?
Holy shit, man, just beat the fucking game.
Should I try playing Pogostuck? Didn't I say I would gift 1,000 subs if I don't beat it by Friday? And that's in 2 days. And so the journey began. Like a student letting his work pile up till the last minute, I waited till 2 days before to actually start playing the game. And I had 1,000 gifted on the line, and I put in my best effort towards beating the game. You see, basically all I had to do, because I've actually already gotten through 80% of it, is jump here, have a spin so you get a boost, jump off of this wall into this hole. It's incredibly tight timing. If you miss it, as I said, you will fall all the way back down to the pillars. And in my last 2 days before I would owe chat 1,000 gifted, I went down to fucking work.
You make your milestone do. Godspeed.
There it is! We did it! Let's keep it going! What? Now here I did something a little bit dumb. We've already seen that fall before, and you do lose 200 meters of progress. Unfortunately, if you leave the game on, like I was saying, your guy never stops jumping. And so when I was originally at about 800 meters, close to the highest I've ever been, I got a little mad. So I walked away. And I wasn't too happy when I came back. That's fucking comical. Yeah, it sucked. I fell all the way back down because I just stepped away from my computer for about a minute to pee. On the final day of when I owed 1,000 gifted subs, I kept playing until 3 a.m. for about 8 straight hours before finally doing this. We beat this game within a week, or I'm gifting 2,000 subs. Now that was dumb as fuck, because I not only said that in the heat of the moment, I then proceeded to not play the game for 5 fucking days until 2 days before the debt would be owed. And so not only have I gifted out $5,000 worth of subs, now I am at risk of gifting $10,000 of subs. And so then we enter the final day where I said I would gift out 2,000 subs if I didn't beat the game. Now, bear in mind, good old Ludwig loves a skamaz, but I had like 17 to 20,000 people waiting in chat, half of them just saying Pepe laugh, waiting for my sub. Vultures hounding me, hoping I would fail. Some saying I believe. There was a war of believers and non-believers going on, raging while I am playing through this game, trying to get some amount of success. And so in the final hours of the final day, this is my final attempts to get it done. I'm not gonna hit it. I don't get the first jump, man. Oh, fuck, man. Oh, it hurts, dude. It hurts so fucking much. It hurts so much, man. It hurts. I'm in so much pain. I don't want to do it anymore, man. I don't. I want it to stop. I just want to stop. I just don't want to feel this way anymore. I had been forcing myself to play this game 6 to 8 hours to try to beat the bet. And there's a reason I was only playing this game for 90 minutes or 2 hours at a time. This game, if you ever try to play it, takes a toll on you. Mentally, it is so frustrating, so taxing. And to do it while streaming, while having a wall of people saying, Pepe laugh, giving my sub, non-believers, or hey, back here again, it kills a man. And so I'd made it to 950-ish meters at like 34 hours, and for 7-8 hours, I never broke past that point. I could never hit the jump that I needed. And so on the last day, with this, I just gave it my all. A bet's a bet. And I pay out on time. However, I'm only gifting out 1,000 of the 2,000 today. I'll gift the last 1,000 when we beat the game. Fuck no! 2001 subs? Thank God I put a question mark, because the next day, Slime hits me up as my COO of Mogul Moves Incorporated. He was like, hey man, yeah, that's dumb. Yeah, no, you spent $15,000 and we don't get that money back in full, and we also don't get it back for over a month. You're trying to buy a house. What are you doing? You do not have this liquid income that you think you have. You also have to save for tax. And then I was like, all right, man. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Don't bring up the T word. And so it's Friday. I failed both bets, and I put something else on the line. I'm going to beat Pogostuck this Friday, or I will dye my hair. The final day. All I need to do is beat the final section, and I will get it done. And you need to see the speed at which I started out the day to take down this game. I want you to just watch something. I'm going to do something I've yet to do while playing this game. And this is going to blow your mind. I want you to just look at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And I want you to watch the speed. Because I've been down on myself for not hitting one section, one jump. But I'm so good at everything. Can we restart the timer? I'm sorry. Can we restart the timer? Can we restart? Let's restart the song too. Sorry, that. Let's just get a restart there. So honestly, I have a cockeye. You guys know this, a visual audible cockeye, video audio cockeye. And somebody in chat just said something absurd. So I looked and then I fell. So we're just gonna, anyway, I want you guys to keep your eyes peeled on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And I want you to marvel over the speed at which I'm able to accomplish every obstacle the game can throw at me. And hey, we're just going to do it one more time here. Just one more time. Last one, though. Last one. Obviously, rule of three, baby. Rule of three. There we go. I finally make it back to the end once again, and I'm a lot faster than I was before. And actually, I make one of the best runs of my life. I'm gonna let you watch this uncommented. This is one of the best runs of my life right here. I'm going to say it once. Fuck you for that one, Super Coup. I don't say that a lot, but that was out of pocket. I went from 950 to 0 meters in 3 seconds. I went from the top of the map to the bottom. Literally the end to the beginning. It's insane. That's the worst fall I've seen of anyone. But I was playing hot that day. And look. Honestly, I started off having not the best time playing the game. Viewers weren't having fun watching it, but now I was holding 20,000 viewers. Well over my average. Well over double my average viewership because everyone wanted to see me beat the game. And finally, I pulled this off. A little save never hurt nobody. I don't. What? I missed! Okay. No, I missed it! All right, turns out I debated you. It turns out you can miss the jump. I didn't know this. Apparently you can miss the last jump. You can also miss out on subscribing to YouTube channels you like to watch. All right? It's a little bit of a debate, but I feel debated. Did you know that 40% of the people who watch my videos aren't even subbed to the channel? That's so weird. Hey, if it's not too big of a deal, if it's not, okay, I'll show you the last section. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh my god, we beat the fucking game. You were fucking here, boys. Ludwig Ogren. I'm the monolith of perseverance. You faced the most difficult trial yet. And for your effort, you will get one wish and one wish only. Never having to play this game again. Wait, I was kidding. And there it is. That's the story of how I beat the hardest game ever made. And let me tell you, boys, honestly, just watching the clip makes me fucking well up. I did not do no pop-off. This was not Ludwig beating monkey balls, screaming, making a show of it. I felt one thing and one thing when I beat it. It was bliss. If anyone attempts to beat it, I will say, 1, good luck. But 2, the reward of beating that game or any challenge is indescribable. I ended up gifting the 1,000 subs. In fact, if you look back on that day, I ended up getting over 4,000 subs because I gifted myself 2,000 and then chat also subbed a bunch the moment I won. I've never come close to that many subs ever. But there it is. I had 24,000 people who were watching me when I beat the game. It's the most viewers I've ever had without a host or a raid with just me on stream. A special shout outs to Superku. I said a couple of mean things, but he deserves a lot of credit for making a great game. Shout outs to all the players, Val Merrick's. Shout outs to Dan Corona. Everybody who watched, whether it's just this YouTube video or you watched it live. I think the more you watch, the more impactful the end is. But I get it, we all lead busy lives.